Yo desde pequeño siempre me gustaba dibujar bastante. Entonces era algo que, no sé, me ponía algo que hay una foto donde estoy como quizás de unos 4 años dibujando un muñequito. Y me acuerdo de que el momento específico fue de que los padres de mi papá puso los dibujos que había hecho una granja, una sandía, cosas así, ¿verdad? Que pintan los niños.
Y
las puse en la pared, en la refri. Pero específicamente de que mencionaban de que estaban bien elaboradas, ¿verdad? Que los había, mira qué definido y todo eso. Entonces, so my work it's gone through different phases, and I've experimented a lot with different techniques. So it's kind of complicated to describe, let's say, the essence of what I do. Overall, I feel that I'm expressing myself through different stages of my life, and in that expression, there's an influence of my surroundings, the environment. Sometimes I'm in a more natural environment, so my work will tend to go towards that. Other times I'm more like now in the city, so I'm very focused on the iconography, the images of what's happening in the city. So I feel like kind of like the artist is absorbing constantly his surroundings, the culture, society, and then finding a way to communicate something about that, about what's happening. So it could be very eclectic even. There could be different ideas. So in the long run, I feel that my work is mostly about my personal experience. It seems kind of selfish or egotistical, but I think it's kind of like documenting and trying. For me, it works as a therapy and also a way to make sense of things. It kind of helps me through the regular challenges of life, to be channeling out what I feel inside. So I would say my work in general is an expression. It's kind of like looking in the mirror back to society, but also trying to bring something back that's different, something that's obscure, and taking something that's abstract and trying to create it into something that is tangible and easier to understand. I would have wanted to been a chef. That's something that I always liked, culinary arts. So I like to cook a lot. Still to this day, I like to cook, and whenever I have the opportunity to, be in an environment with the kitchen, and when I go home, to my mom's house, I like to do a lot of cooking. So that was something that always interested me, was the culinary arts, and I thought about it, and at that time I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in visual arts, right? Studio art, and specifically printmaking, painting, sculpture, because I was more passionate about it. Over time, I sometimes think I should have actually also studied the culinary arts, because it would have been like a backup for me when I've had rough times. Because as an artist, that's always the thing, right? The starving artist, that you don't make a lot of money right away, and it takes time, which is something, in my case, it's been quite challenging to be able to make a sustainable living from my artwork. So I have different jobs, and I think that if I would have gotten a degree as a culinary chef, it would have been very helpful. Yeah, so my work has evolved through different stages. Some of the stages have to do a lot with where I'm at as a person, right? Developing, looking for that higher self. And so it's had to do a lot with experimenting techniques, but also experimenting the language, what I want to say, what I want to communicate. As an artist, I felt, from a very young age, the need to visually communicate. And so looking for the best way to do that, and also trying out different things, is something that you have to do in practice, because it's not like, let's say, for me at least, it's not like I could just say, okay, I want to dedicate, let's say if it was music, classical music, okay, just classical music. But there's all these different genres of music. So the same way in art, there's different styles of artwork, and I wanted to be able to absorb them and learn them. So the way I could do that, besides reading about them or looking at pictures of artists from the past, from the classical, from Baroque, modern art, postmodern art, was by practicing and creating it, or making attempts at doing that type of art. And so I've gone through different stages of my work where I like to do realism, then suddenly I started to do abstract art, and then now I feel like I'm at a stage where I'm putting those different experiences together and combining them to create my own language, or my own style. Nothing's exactly new. Everything I feel is recycled that we take, but I feel that by learning or traveling through these different stages, it's helped me a lot to develop as my visual sense of what I want to say and how I want to communicate.